Because, LA doesn't have a professional football team now.
You saw the Rams.
Katie Lohmann scoring 2 touchdowns.
Can you imagine how ridiculous that would be?
This is touch football, though, right? Like
no, it's tackle.
No.
It's
tackle?
It's tackle. It's full on, just like a regular football game, except the only difference is the field is smaller. That's the only difference between us and a real football game.
So somebody hit you? Field. Like you were getting hit and tackled?
I almost had my kneecap busted out because I landed on a yard marker when I got tackled with the ball.
Are they putting padding on you, though, on your shoulders and your knees?
We have padding, but of course, as part of the gimmick of the
a lot of skins out there.
There's a lot of skin, but we do have teeth guards, helmets, knee pads, shoulder pads, and then like sort of a plastic thing that would cover our chest. Yeah,
athletic cup, no cups.
No.
D cup?
Kind of don't need the cup.
C cup?
Okay.
D cup, but not down there.
Candace is like, I'm going to kill him later.
I just know he's going in that direction.
Hey, but here's a serious question. Grass. Did you play on the grass or were you on artificial turf?
We played on the grass at the LA Coliseum.
See,
oh, really?
Here's what you don't realize, Candace. In the spring, when you start your spring football practice, the grass has a different consistency than it does in the fall. And it's prickly. It really hurts. It really scratches. And also in spring football, a lot of times you're in shorts, more skin, just like you guys were. Exactly.
Right.
That's horrible. I mean, the best thing about when you play in the fall is you're all suited up, so it doesn't matter when you're tackled in grass. But I can't imagine, how awful that must have been.
I had
the grass
a lot of
burns.
bruises. Yeah, there were some girls with some broken bones. And some sprained fingers and
broken
toes.
Bones?
Yes.
Like a collarbone sticking out?
Nothing that serious, but just like some broken fingers. And one girl got the wind knocked out of her by one of my girls.
As an 80s child, do you remember Joe Theismann, the guy that had his knee and it came out and it like stuck out of the skin? Have you ever seen that? Go to YouTube.
I did not see that.
Go
to YouTube. Go to YouTube and see that?
Yeah, and look at Joe Theismann. No, it's good. It's fun.
Ew.
Guys sit around guys go, whoa!
Dude, that's so cool!
Oh, dude! Oh, run it again. Oh, dude! Oh, that's his bone. Oh, dude!
Mention the call-in line, so we have callers, though. I don't want us to get
Absolutely.
off that
Candace wants to let you know if you want to make a call today to talk to either Candace Kita or Katie Lohmann, or if you should have some kind of sad question for me and you would be a troubled soul, then that would be 818-298-2040. We have an email address that is latalkradio.com if you want to send an email in today. And we had a kind of a cool thing happen recently. Candace, you want to let us know what happened as far as folks talking to us, contacting us?
Sure, absolutely. We have a new Hottie Help Facebook, and we mentioned it last week, and so we've had people actually writing in and commenting on the show. And today we were going to have a different topic altogether with Katie, and then at the last minute, like literally 2 hours before we're supposed to come here today, we had a fan who's been a long-time fan of the show. He's been a great supporter. His name is Eric. Thank you, Eric, so much. He wrote in and said there are a lot of young women applying to be models who would be safer if they could share Candace's wisdom and might avoid pitfalls that many young girls succumb to in the industry. And he thought it would be great if we did an episode today on safety for women, specifically in the entertainment industry, whether they be, models or actresses, singers, dancers. And so, Eric, we're doing this for you. We actually switched it last minute. And he also said something that I forgot to address last week, so I'm sorry. He says, also, I disagree with Candace's statement about nice people. Some people who act nice are in fact nice and don't have any ulterior motives other than to be nice to someone and possibly be friends. And Eric, I do agree with that, and I think the reason why I was talking about people being nice but they may have ulterior motives, I'm talking more about the exception rather than the norm. And I'm saying in situations where women are out doing promotional events or modeling or meeting with people, they just have to keep their wits about them.
Right.
And their guard up. Yeah. And I mean, Katie, you know about this.
Yes, absolutely. I've done many signings and I've traveled many times, and I know that when I was making a couple appearances out of the state, all the club promoters and the people were always encouraging me to drink. And I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of here to do a job, and I'm really not comfortable drinking. That's just not something I want to do. I'm here to say hello, maybe dance a little bit, say hi to the people that are coming into the club, but I am not here to drink. So, of course, they never, hired me again to do that promotion, but I'm not there to get wasted, Right. If I want to go have a drink, I'll do it on my own time. I'm not going to do it when I'm being paid to be somewhere.
You could do the old Dean Martin trick where, it looked like he was drinking whiskey. It was iced tea.
Right. And also...
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
This was bad, but the person who had set up the promotional job for me refused to actually give me a ride back to my hotel room.
Because you were drinking?
Because I refused to drink. So I actually had to call a cab to take me back to the place that I was staying, and then I had to call a cab in the morning to take me to the airport to come back home.
When people push me on drinking, I always say, no, but I'll do opiates. And I find that really, then they don't have any opiates. So
You're
then
like,
I'm
well,
okay.
forget it then.
Yeah, I mean, if you had opium, if you had a hash
right, then we'll have a party, right?
Yeah, and I think that's a good suggestion. That's a Hottie Help suggestion.
Yeah, exactly, from Doug.
I did want to say something about Candace's talking about gals in the industry. When you first get to L.A., maybe not so much now as it used to be because there's MapQuest. Do you guys remember what they always say? They would say, get a Thomas guide, right?
Right.
Yes, I heard that all the time.
Well, to me, the second thing you need to get past a Thomas guide is when Candace's book comes out, Hottie Help, because really gals coming in the industry have no idea all of the pitfalls and all the sneaky stuff that happens. Fake auditions that some creepy guy just wants you to show up at an audition just because he wants to see pretty girls, stuff like that.
I've actually had that happen to me.
Have you really?
I swear to God, yes.
I had one too.
I'm so sorry, Katie. I'm sorry about that.
No, you know what?
We were going to do the movie, and I'm sorry.
What
I hope you did the movie.
What happened was I was involved in a relationship with a director, and I decided that the relationship was not going well, and I split up with him. So about 2 weeks after that, he held a fake audition. Now keep in mind, yes, he held a fake audition where all the questions they were asking me and kind of interviewing me were personal, that you would not know that stuff unless you knew me personally. Nothing like, oh, you were in Playboy or, oh, you did this movie. It was personal stuff. Like, you know how if you're in a relationship with someone, they know things about you or you talked about things.
So I want to get this clear. The audition was not to lure a replacement for you. The audition was to bring you back so that he could...
The audition was to manipulate me and control me and basically find a way to convince me that I should be with him, because he's one of those people that if he's not ready to let you go, he's not going to let you go.
And so did you sue Oliver Stone over this or not?
No, not at all. But
so what did you do in that audition? I mean, how did you extricate yourself from that situation when you realized what was going on?
Well, in the beginning, I thought everything was, perfectly fine and legitimate. But then they started getting into the really the comments that I only shared with him. And they were dressed just like him, acted just like him. I mean, to the point where it was, to the point where I actually thought for a second that I was being punked. That show.
Right.
And I'm going, all right, where's Ashton?
You're like, where's the camera?
This is really, really bizarre. And then another thing would happen
where...
Then
the LAPD shows up instead of Ashton. What a downer.
Another thing would happen where it was just, all it was just someone that wasn't ready to let me go decided that they wanted to play a joke on me. And now here's the thing, though. Because of his position, being a director, he can pull a lot of strings and get a lot of people to do whatever he wants.
Right.
Whereas they don't care about me at all. Who am I? They're doing him a favor. So that was probably one of the strangest things. And one of my safety tips is sometimes it's not the people that you don't know that you need to watch out for. It's the people that you do know that you need to watch out for. Because those are the ones that you have allowed into your life.
Access.
And you've allowed them into your heart, that now they want to somehow hurt you. So yes, it can be a stranger, but it can also be someone right within your circle.
Exactly. That's a really, really great point. If they want to control,
and
manipulate you.
Yes.
But
it's the rogues gallery. Unfortunately, a lot of times I kid Candace, but so many of the gals end up with there's so much estrogen from a hot girl